90% of IT projects fail because of one conversation, the first call with your client. After leading IT projects for over 15 years, I know this isn't because the client has a bad idea. It's because you might be failing to ask the right questions. By the end of this video, you'll have the exact approach I use to ensure a project succeeds before a single line of code is ever written. Hey Corin, thanks for meeting with us. You know me already, and I have David here with me. He is a tech lead for this project. We're excited to hear about your idea. Can you give us the high-level vision?
Absolutely. My name is Corbin, and my goal is to develop the most effective family budgeting tool on the market. I see a gap where we can excel with some unique features. It will be a premium application. I'm not a technical guy, so I expect you to guide me through this process.
That's what we're here for. So you mentioned it's a premium app. What platform are we talking about?
It will be an iOS-only application. We want to focus on the US market first. We don't want to go for Android initially, and definitely no web version for now. That just seems like a whole other project.
Okay, an iOS first approach. That gives us a clear focus. So to start, can you tell me a bit more about your target audience? Who exactly are we building this for? Okay, so the question number one, who is the customer? Why do I ask this immediately? Because families is too broad. Are we designing for a 25-year-old tech-savvy parent or their 70-year-old grandmother who might be helping with the budget? The answer to this single question dictates the entire UI/UX strategy, the complexity of the features, and the overall feel of the app.
We're aiming for families, definitely. But more than that, we want different members, even teenagers with an allowance, to be able to use the same account. It's about building healthy financial habits. I want the best possible user experience, so simple that even my grandmother could use it without any explanation.
I love that goal. An intuitive user experience is critical for any iOS app. However, I want to manage your expectations here. The app market is incredibly competitive in this niche, and creating a user experience that is perceived as the best on the market is a significant challenge. It often involves multiple rounds of user testing and design iterations. For this first version, our goal should be to create an extremely clean, intuitive, and reliable interface that we can then build upon based on real user feedback after the launch. It's a good idea to include analytics in the app as well. This is a critical conversation. The client used aspirational language, the best user experience. And my job isn't to say no, but to translate that into a realistic, achievable goal for the project. And I'm controlling expectations. I'm framing it as a foundational step we can build upon. And I'm aligning his vision while protecting the project from undefined and potentially infinite scope. By the way, educating stakeholders in proper project management practices is one of 6 key pillars of project success. And to learn about other 5 pillars, consider getting my project success blueprint. You can find it in the description below this video. Alright, Corbin, that brings me to my next question. How will you measure the success of this first release in terms of your business objectives?
Well, we have a strong marketing team ready to go. We believe this app should get at least 10,000 users in the first 6 months. Your job is to deliver a solid app on time so my team can work their magic.
Now, this is the most common trap for all project managers. The client is stating a business outcome, but he's presenting it as a project objective. As the software vendor, do I control these marketing efforts? Do I write this ad copy? No, My responsibility is to deliver the software on time and within budget. Promising to deliver 10,000 users is promising something I have zero control over. It's a dangerous path that leads to blame and broken expectations. That's why my next job is to gently steer the conversation back to what we can control. And notice, it will not happen right here, right now. 10,000 users is a fantastic goal, and a great app is the first step. Again, modern software development is all about adaptivity and incremental improvement. So basically, we have two phases here. First, we develop the first version of the application and release it to the market. Second, we continuously improve it based on real feedback from users. Now, the key here is that your marketing team is responsible for identifying the features that users want. And obviously, we will use our extensive experience and expertise to help you. Does this sound like a reasonable approach?
Yes, that makes sense. Start strong and improve. I like it. Now, the major feature of the first version is how users input their spending, and the marketing folks have verified it. For cash expenses, I want to use AI. They take a picture of a receipt, and the app should read the text and create the expense automatically. What do you think about it?
All right, an AI-powered receipt scanner. David, can you walk us through what that actually entails? How does this magic happen?
Of course, this isn't something the iPhone does on its own. To achieve this, we'd use a cloud service like Microsoft Azure. They have powerful AI models trained to recognize text on invoices and receipts. The workflow would look like this. The user takes a photo in the app securely sends that image to our Azure system, the AI processes it, and then sends the structured data, like vendor, date, and amount, back to the app.
Do you see any constraints or risks with that approach?
Yeah, a few things off the top of my head. First, it's not instantaneous. Due to processing queues, it might take a few minutes, maybe even up to 10, for the result to appear in the app. It's an asynchronous process. Second, no AI is 100% accurate. A crumpled receipt or blurry photo might lead to errors. So it's essential that we design a simple screen where the user can quickly review the extracted data and make corrections before saving. We must think of it as an AI-assisted entry, not a fully automated one.
That's a perfect explanation. I'll note it down as a potential risk. Also, I just want to spell it out for you, Corvin. This Azure platform will require ongoing maintenance cost, depending on the usage. Okay, that's the receipts and invoices. What about other sources?
Yes. I've heard about the open banking API that lets you connect to banks and pull transaction data. That's the other core feature. To have spending from credit cards and bank transfers just show up automatically.
That's definitely possible. The Open Banking Standard provides a framework, but it's not a single plug-and-play solution. The main challenge is that not all banks support it equally, and each bank we want to integrate with can be like a mini project.
All right, I see. So, Corvin, we can't commit to integrating with all banks. We need to research which major banks our target users have accounts with, and then likely create developer accounts with each one to access their specific API. Well, it adds a layer of complexity and potential maintenance. So for the first version, I propose integrating with, let's say, top 3 or 5 most popular banks for our target audience, rather than trying to support every bank from day one. That would be a more manageable and de-risked approach.
Yes, I see the challenge. I'll ask the marketing team to provide you with a list. Could you please put it as an action item for me?
Did you see what we just did there? We broke down two huge technically complex features like AI scanning and bank integration into their core components and associated risks. We clarified that AI isn't magic. It's a tool with its limitations. Also, we defined a realistic scope for bank integration. This is how you reduce the risks of a project right in the first meeting. Again, I'm controlling expectations from day one. Okay, to start working with my UI UX team, I need to understand some core features we want to include. So what I see here is login and authentication, family members access control settings, manually adding expenses, AI parsing, API bank integration. All right, what else comes to your mind?
Yeah, on top of that, we definitely need some home screen dashboard to show the big picture of spending. We need categories for spending, and we want to allow users to create categories. I assume we need some kind of settings where we can set up banks, currencies, and categories.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. And obviously, we need to allow users to add, edit, and delete transactions and categories that we get from all possible sources. This has been incredibly helpful, Corvin. Just to recap the major pieces of what we call deliverables. So, what I'm hearing are these. First, the UI UX designs, which need to be intuitive and clean. Please be prepared to participate in review sessions and discussions for this step. Second, the iOS application itself. And again, you may also need to dedicate some time with us to discuss requirements. Of course, my team and I will do the heavy lifting. You'll need to approve those requirements. Third, the AI receipt parsing system built on Azure. Fourth, the open banking integration for a selected number of banks. And finally, the APIs to connect all these systems together. All right, is that how you see the major pieces as well?
Yes, that makes sense. You break it down clearly.
All right, last but not least, my team and I will be responsible for delivering the approved features on time, while you and your marketing team are responsible for identifying requirements that will allow you to reach your business goal, that 10,000 users milestone. And by the way, our company has a lot of talented product managers. If you want us to have more control and responsibility over this business goal and help you reach the user milestone, we can assist, but that would be an additional service.
Thanks, Dmytro. I'll keep it in mind. We may revisit this service after completing the first version.
And that's a wrap on the call. Look at what we accomplished. We went from a vague idea of a budgeting app to a structured list of concrete deliverables. We also clarified the target audience and managed expectations around creating a best-in-class user experience. On top of that, we uncovered that what seemed like one iOS app is actually a complex system of multiple parts, and we dug into the technical risks and workflows for both AI scanning and bank integration. On the surface, all I did was ask simple questions, but the devil is in these details. I strategically managed their expectations, provided alternative solutions, and conducted high-level risk management. That's why don't forget to get your copy of the Project Success Blueprint. It's in the description. But starting a new IT project will be extremely difficult if you don't understand the big picture of project scope management. You will not know what details to look for and what questions to ask. I recommend watching this video next, where I explain how project scope management works and how to utilize the information we collected from this meeting for project success. Click the video now, I'm waiting for you there.